You ever feel like your crosshair placement is good, but you're just whiffing on targets when they appear? Maybe you're one of those players who's watched every single video out there about crosshair placement. You know, they're always telling you about how important it is, how you constantly need to make sure your crosshair's at head level, not too far from the corner, but also not too close. So you're in game, pulling out your protractor, calculating the perfect angle, and that's when the enemy appears on your screen and sits you down like a dog. This is actually a really common problem, and it might surprise you, but you're probably focusing too much on your crosshair placement. Do you think that players like Aspas are sitting there in their lobbies doing some equation trying to figure out the exact pixel to put their crosshair on? Maybe every once in a while, but I can promise you not every gunfight. If you struggle with this, here's what you should try to do instead. Rather than obsessing over your crosshair placement, just let it do its thing. Stop thinking about your aim so much when you know that you're about to take a fight. Just peek and kill the guy. If you know that a target's there, just peek and shoot. It really can be that simple. And the best part is that you can actually practice this. Load into a team deathmatch and go into one of those side lanes that are in every map. Quick, unimportant note here, but these lanes are actually really important if you're looking to win in TDM. That's not what we're talking about today though. When you're in these side lanes, it's normally safe to assume that there's an enemy on the other side every time that you peek. And if they're not, then you can just keep scaling up. Every angle that you peek, it is more and more likely that there is an enemy on the other side. The best part about TDM compared to a normal deathmatch is that you can keep all of the fights in front of you and you're not going to constantly get caught off guard getting shot in the back. But in TDM, you can pretty much just safely assume there is always an enemy around the corner. Sure, put your crosshair in a good spot, but don't focus on your crosshair placement, just focus on killing the target. We're not saying crosshair placement doesn't matter or there aren't insane optimizations that you can make to improve it. We're just saying there is a high chance that you are overthinking it. If you played a couple hundred hours, your crosshair placement will naturally fall into place. Instead, focus on reacting to the target on screen and killing them. This is just one of the first of 4 tips that we're going to be covering today that are going to help you fix your aim and bring it back to that peak level that you know that you can play at. Now let's talk about something that's been pretty hot in the aiming community lately, calm aim. Look, I know what you're thinking. Oh, great, another video about calm aim. And yeah, I know, it's just another trendy buzzword. It doesn't really mean anything, except the things that make up calm aim actually really do matter. You don't need to be calm, zen, and composed to have calm aim. You don't need to drink tea and relax your body. Well, not really. Here's the thing. I've been practicing and mastering this myself over the last year, and I can tell you firsthand, it's not just hype. Let's be real about what calm aim actually is. It's actually a combination of different things working together. Something called tension management, movement reading, and most importantly, aiming technique. These all play into what we call calm aim. People tend to oversell it and make it sound way cooler than it actually is, because that's how you make a viral YouTube video. But that doesn't mean it isn't real or that it doesn't work. The big difference here is really in the technique. See, when most people aim, especially when they're learning, they just do what comes naturally. They pick up their mouse, put the crosshair on the head, and they shoot. But there's actually a more efficient way to do this and a specific technique that if you learn it, can take your aim to the next level. If you're interested in actually mastering this technique, we've created a brand new calm aim course over on our website. We dive deep into the actual techniques that pros use, show you different routines that you can do in aim labs, and even better ways that you can practice in the range if you don't want to download external tools. This is definitely one of the best ways to reach that immortal level aim that so many players are trying to achieve. So if you want to bring your aim to the next level, be sure to check that out using the link in the description below for a discount. We also offer a rank improvement guarantee, so if you don't climb 500 RR while using our service, you don't pay. If you want to see where 500 RR will land you, be sure to use our free rank calculator on our website. And other than that, let's talk about number 3. This is something that a lot of players completely miss, which is actually thinking about the position that your opponent is in and abusing the hell out of it. Here's the thing. Most of the time when players are in a bad position, they know it. They feel that pressure, and that's going to really impact the gunfight. Let me give you the perfect example. Let's say you're fighting an ISO in his ultimate. Now, everyone knows ISO's ultimate is super strong, right? That 1 bullet shield is no joke. But here's what's crazy. The moment that you break his shield, there's suddenly a ton of pressure on that ISO. He's suddenly lost his advantage, and if he doesn't kill you fast, he's likely going to lose the duel. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Check out this clip where I'm fighting an ISO. After I break his shield, I don't hesitate, I swing out confidently, take my time, and I just delete him. Why? Because I know that he's feeling that pressure, and he's probably going to whiff his shot. But it's not just about ISO, there are tons of situations where you can spot players in bad positions. When they're stuck in a corner, when they've got a worse gun, when you catch them off guard, when they have no utility. One more, and this one is important, when they have to run forward into you. Speaking of that last one, if someone has to run forward, that is like a golden ticket. When players are forced to run in a straight line, that's basically free kills. They can't strafe out of fire, they can't stop and shoot properly, they're just kind of stuck. That's why when scaling up, you really want to use utility like slows, mollies, and smokes to protect yourself. Because if people peek you while you're running forward, you are a sitting duck. This happens all the time on maps like Pearl Be Long or Bind Be Long. If they're pushing up and you catch them with a flash or even just swing into them, they are in trouble. But if you let them finally scale all the way up, now they've got the advantage because they don't have to keep running forward. They can strafe and they have so much more room to work with. The key here is that you have to be smart enough to recognize when your opponent doesn't want to fight and really push that advantage. Things like this make aiming easier for you. Your favorite pro player doesn't frag out in their matches because they take a bunch of 50-50s. Your favorite pro player frags out because they're a cheap fighter and they will look for every possible advantage that they can get in a fight. I'll cue you in on a little secret that you can abuse in your games. You know that moment when somebody peeks you right as you look at the map? Did you know that pros will intentionally peek people during the times when they know that they are more likely to look at their map? Well, Casey, how could they possibly know when people look at their map? Well, it's easy. Just think about the reasons why you look at your map. Is there a gunfight from your teammates, or did somebody just die? That's like peak time to get information. And that's also peak time for you to swing your enemies, because that's when they're distracted. It's not all about aim. Sometimes it's just about taking the right fights at the right times. Speaking of the map, by the way, that is actually what our fourth tip revolves around. Did you know that Radiant players will utilize their map very frequently to actually enhance their odds of winning a gunfight? I don't mean with their gigabrain game sense mumbo jumbo either. I mean they're literally looking where they should be aiming before they peek a corner. This is how you can more effectively trade your teammates and take favorable fights. Whenever you're not the first line of contact, instead of staring ahead at your crosshair, look at your map. Since your teammate is in front of you, you shouldn't be at any risk of being peeked, and this way you can actually see exactly where the enemies are playing before you swing and have your crosshair perfectly lined up to trade them instantly. So many videos will teach you how to properly clear sights. You have to peek this angle and then this angle and then this angle, but this only applies to the first person in. If you are the second person in, the hard part has already been done for you. All you need to do is look up at your sacrificial goat walking into sight and aim at what they see. This is also how you can more effectively swing out of smokes off of your teammates. Think about it. When you're sitting in a smoke, there's not much useful information that will take place on your screen. The best thing you can do is look up at the map and see exactly what is going on the other side. That way you're not surprised when you walk out of a smoke, you know exactly what you need to do. This can be taken even further in many situations. You've probably seen clips of pro players getting kills through smokes. Whoa, that's so lucky. Well, yes and no. Oftentimes when pros get kills through smokes, it's not random. It's because their teammates are providing them some sort of information as to what's going on the other side. For example, if I get smoked off in mid on ascent and then my teammate peeks catwalk and sees people, this is my perfect opportunity to spam for some kills. Some pros even go as far to have their map set to rotate so that it's easier for them to see where they're aiming at during these moments. Personally, I still prefer static, but this is a very real benefit of having your map on rotate. There are so many ways that your map can make aiming genuinely easier for you, just as there are so many ways that we can make aiming easier for you. As mentioned with our brand new Calm Aim course, we will teach you everything that you need to know about how aiming has developed over the last 10 years. We'll teach you the established proper aiming technique that aimers use to maximize their accuracy and with far less. Aiming can feel so hard at times, but we'll help you make it stupid simple and get you back ranking up in no time or your money back. Don't forget, site subscribers also get direct access to our coaches in Discord so that you can get personalized feedback just for you. For many users, they even get their VODs reviewed so that you can get your gameplay looked at and spot the issues that you guys are actually struggling with. Nobody understands how to climb out of low elo more than us, so if you're looking to rank up, be sure to check out SkillCapped using the link below. And other than that, my name is Casey, and I'll catch you in the next one.